name is Larry. I want to share a story with you about experience I had, my very first experience I had with Harold the Haunted Doll. It was the start of it all for me, and it was a little over 2 years ago. It was towards the end of 2014. I was watching a new episode of Ghost Adventures, and it was the Island of the Doll episode. And they had a special guest star during that episode, which would have been Harold the Haunted Doll. And as soon as they showed Harold's, there was just something that drew me into him. I don't know what it is, still to this day, I don't know why. I just wanted to know more. So, with the help of Google, I found a few links on Harold, and one of those links was a Facebook page. And I joined that Facebook page, and that Facebook page was ran by Anthony Quinata, the current owner of Harold the Haunted Doll. And it wasn't a very big page at the time, um, but still quite a few people, and we there was a few discussions. So in those discussions, I was part of. I Anthony was in one, and I mentioned to him that day that I would love to help in an investigation if ever given the chance. And something I wish I knew then that I know now is to always be careful what you wish for and ask for when it comes to Harold. Harold will give you exactly what you want, and he sure did. Um, it was the night after I said that. Uh, I went to go to bed. It was early, 1, 2 in the morning. Around that time, my family was been asleep. I have trouble sleeping at night, so I will usually up late, as always. And I went to go to bed. I got in bed. I just closed my eyes. I was still wide awake, and I saw faces. Um, yeah, faces, and it was a dark, foggy background, and these faces like swirled around me. Um, I opened my eyes, and I was in my room, nothing around. So I was like, okay, that was a little creepy. Closed my eyes again, face is still there. First face I saw was a lady, and she had long, like wavy hair, and she was so sad. Sadness overtook me, and there was a face of a child. I believe to be a boy, approximately 5, 6 years old. And the reason I say he was a boy is because how his hair's cut. It's kind of like a bowl cut, and he was sad, and he was with the female face I saw. And yeah, the next face I saw was what I referred to as a scary guy back then, and yeah, he was not a nice guy. He had a smirk on his face. He had no hair. He had burns all over his face, and he just this hatred overtook me, and I didn't like the uneasy feeling. And there was two more faces, but I couldn't make them out. They stayed in the back. They never showed themselves in front of me like the other three, and so I could never get any detail. But there was two more figures there. It just didn't show, and the female and child showed their face again to me, and the female, because all I could see was heads. There was no bodies attached to them, but I saw her arms reach out and as if asking for help or reaching out for like help me please, and the sadness I could just read it all over them. Well, I heard this growl, and I'll never forget that growl. I'll never forget these faces. And this arm reached out, not a normal arm. He had claws like for fingernails, and it pulled the female and the child back. And just this that guy, the scary guy with the smirk on his face, it still bothers me to this day. I don't I didn't know what to do. I was freaking. I was panicking. What's going on? I've never experienced anything like this. I'm still awake. I'm not sleeping. This is not a dream. Um, I would open my eyes and close them. They're still there, and I did the only thing that came to mind was say the Lord's Prayer. I started saying the Lord's Prayer with my eyes closed and with my eyes open. And when I closed my eyes after saying the Lord's Prayer a few times, it was all gone. Um, No more faces. It was just darkness, like what you do when you close your eyes any other time. Thought I was going crazy. Didn't sleep. Uh, Sat on that for a few days, and I finally posted it onto Harold's page, thinking maybe Anthony can help me. I don't know if this is something to do with Harold at the time. It was unknown to me. So I posted it. Shortly after posting it, I received a personal message from Anthony himself, and we talked about it and we discussed a few things. And he actually said, he believed it was something to do with Harold. Um, I gave him some information. He asked me if I could get a sketch done of what I saw so he could better assess what's going on. And I can't draw myself, so I had a friend of mine do a sketch, and I'll show you what she drew of what I saw. Then the sketch, there's three faces: the woman I saw, the young child I saw, and the guy I referred to as the scary guy with the burns on his face and that little smirk he had. Um, so this is what I saw way back then. The female, the child, and the scary guy. I I never forget those faces. Um, they they're there. This is what I saw, and with that information, Anthony was able to use it to help identify who these faces were and put some names to the faces. So it's been a little over 2 years. I've had several visions, good amount while still awake. I've had a few while I was asleep. I've had very, very strange things happen to me. My son, he's been affected as well. So I will share some more later on. But I wanted to get this original vision out there. I wanted people to know from me what happened, what I saw, what I was feeling that night. So, um, yeah, just remember, be careful what you wish for, especially when it comes to Harold. He may give you exactly what you asked, and I never expected it. And I know now I'm very careful how I word things when it involves Harold. But I like to share some of my other experiences, so look out for some more videos in the near future. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.